cultural values that will bringing back, and in the process people are performing their cultural values more and more, and clothing and spiritual ceremonial stuff, and it's a specific song about very specific feeling.
Täällä koenak suossa.
And upcoming, there's the Kingdom Realm on Greenland, between Greenland, Denmark, and Faroe Islands. The collaboration for Chairmanship will be presenting a new program and new policy. Goals and values will be presented very shortly, and there will be a speech from Nalekaswisut. It's Nalekaswisut for Foreign Affairs and Vivi Motsvelt. the Arctic Council Chairmanship program for 25, from 25 to 25. Presentation of it. Welcome to this presentation. Thank you for all coming. Nice to see so many faces. We look forward to the Kingdom of Denmark assuming the chairmanship of the Arctic Council from Norway on May the 12th. And we'll be presenting a new title of it. First and foremost, I would like to acknowledge the incredible work Norway has done during its chairmanship, leading the Arctic Council through very challenging times. As we prepare to assume the chairmanship, we aim to follow the strong example you've set and use your guiding principles as our compass. We appreciate the strong dialogue and cooperation between the Norwegian chairmanship and our upcoming period. The Norwegian team and Norwegian official has been outstanding in including and informing us throughout the process, especially now as we approach the transition. We hope this spirit of cooperation will continue beyond the handover process. The Arctic Council must remain vibrant and dynamic so the Arctic can continue to be a region of stability and constructive cooperation. A key ambition will be to foster an inclusive chairmanship, bringing the work of the Arctic Council to closer to the people living in this region. The Arctic Council must remain the primary forum for Arctic cooperation, of course, as it's about the Arctic. Our people must be especially involved in how sustainable development is interpreted and promoted. We recognize that Indigenous people and perspectives are essential to understanding and addressing changes in the Arctic. Therefore, a genuine integration of Indigenous knowledge on equal footing with Western science in all Arctic Council work will be a priority. It is with great honor and pride that we today mark a historic milestone for Greenland. For the first time, the government of Greenland is appointing an Arctic ambassador to represent the Kingdom of Denmark. The Faroe Islands and Denmark has endorsed this choice, and Denmark has now formally appointed the Arctic ambassador. The new Arctic ambassador with roots in Greenland will ensure Greenland's voice is even stronger, both in the Arctic Council and in the global dialogue on Arctic matters, with recognition that Greenland is the Arctic part of the kingdom. This is a moment that we can all be proud of. It also represents a step forward to a closer and more equitable partnership between Greenland, the Faroe Islands and Denmark, and for the Kingdom's chairmanship of the Arctic Council, which the Arctic ambassador will represent. I am delighted to announce today that Kingdom's Arctic ambassador is, it's been a long process, and this day we've been awaiting for, and I am delighted to announce the new Kingdom Arctic ambassador is Kenneth Hu. Kenneth Hu is from South Greenland, a seasoned and respected civil servant and official and diplomat. He is a unifying figure who knows the work and stakeholders of the Arctic Council well, something especially important during these challenging times. Unifying is very important in these days. In his role as Arctic ambassador, Kenneth Hu will serve as senior Arctic official chair, leading the work of the Council's senior officials. With his many years of experience in both the Danish and Greenlandic civil service, we have no doubt that Kenneth Hu has the professional and personal qualities to fulfill his role admirably. I thank the Faroese Minister for Foreign Affairs and the Danish Foreign Minister for the excellent cooperation in selecting Kenneth Hu. It is with great pleasure that we share the final Chairmanship program with you today. This program has been developed in close collaboration between Greenland, the Faroe Islands and Denmark in close consultation with relevant ministries. ICC has also been a valuable partner and advisor. Thank you. Thank you for the collaboration, and we hope it will continue. So, especially thanks for ICC. We have also maintained good dialogue with Norway regarding the program, and thank you, Norway, for that. Let me also take this opportunity to thank you all for your patience. The kingdom consists of 3 countries with 3 different governments, and our coordination and alignment can sometimes take more time. Your understanding means a lot to us. For the design of the beautiful Chairmanship logo, which you can see displayed around us, we have collaborated with local artists, Miki Jakobsen. Thank you for your wonderful work. We look forward to showcasing your art throughout the Chairmanship over the next 2 years for everyone to see. The new logo, the 3 seals, symbolizes not only the seal's adaptation to extreme Arctic conditions, but also the close bond between Greenland, the Faroe Islands, and Denmark. The seals moving together as a group, as one, represent both journey and cooperation, reflecting the shared goal of our 3 countries. In line with this symbolism, Greenland, Faroe Islands, and Denmark will work closely over the next 2 years to ensure that the people of the Arctic have greater influence over decisions that affect our lives, future, and region. We have identified 5 key priorities for the Kingdom's Chairmanship program, all aligned with the Arctic Council strategic plan from 21 to 33. And these are Indigenous peoples and Arctic communities, sustainable economic development and green transition, the ocean, climate change in the Arctic, and biodiversity. These priorities will reflect both our national interests and the broader strategic goals that the Arctic Council has. Copies of the program are available for you to read and take home, but I will briefly comment on our themes. It is important to emphasize that all of the themes include a focus on Indigenous peoples and their knowledge. In addition to that, we will focus on youth engagement, mental health, gender equality, and suicide prevention. The Chairmanship will place strong emphasis on sustainable economic development, aiming to ensure that Arctic-led initiatives benefit all residents, with a particular focus on strengthening Indigenous economies. The people of the Arctic naturally have a vital interest in the activities and initiatives that take place in the region. Economic development must be promoted in a balanced way, respecting the diverse ways of life in the Arctic and people's right to natural resources. The Arctic is dominated by ocean. Arctic seas are vital to the peoples of the region, many of whom depend on its resource for their livelihoods and cultural identity. We witness daily the negative changes in the sea ice, and people are losing their way of life. We must therefore strengthen our knowledge and monitoring of developments in our oceans to prepare for threats to marine ecosystems. Additionally, we will focus on emergency preparedness and Arctic shipping cooperation. Our youth will inherit the condition in which we live our planet. We therefore have a profound responsibility for future generations. Climate change in the Arctic affects all areas of work within the Arctic Council. We see enormous consequences for our biodiversity, ecosystems, and communities. Indigenous peoples are particularly affected as environmental changes directly impact our livelihoods, cultural practices, and overall well-being. Biodiversity has long been a central focus on the Arctic Council. The Chairmanship will continue to focus on monitoring and assessing changes in Arctic biodiversity and ecosystems, incorporating indigenous knowledge. We will also place a strong focus on the triple planetary crisis: climate change, pollution, and biodiversity loss. In 2026, the Arctic Council will celebrate its 30th anniversary, and we see this as an opportunity to strengthen the Council, even in a challenging time, so that it can continue to play a central role in the Arctic for decades to come. We also look forward to cooperation with the observers, all of whom are eager to contribute positively to Arctic development. The many observers are a clear sign that what happens in the Arctic affects the rest of the world. This is a message of responsibility and a message of cooperation, and it is one we hear clearly. We want to ensure that the Arctic Council is not only a forum for political dialogue, but also a driving force for concrete actions that deliver positive results for all Arctic peoples. We are convinced that the cooperation we continue to build will lead to a better future for the Arctic and for everyone living here. The Kingdom of Denmark, Greenland, the Faroe Islands, and Denmark looks forward to working with the Arctic states, indigenous peoples, and all Arctic communities. And with these words and welcome for everyone in here, I would like to welcome to the selected Arctic Ambassador, Kenneth. I would like to thank Morten and Matthew. We have Matthew here.
Morten and Matthew. Morten is not here, but you are here today, Matthew. I would like to express gratitude for your leadership and for your contributions to the Arctic Council. You've done a great job. Sylvia, Bernard, nærmest og passe. Tromsø, Oslo. You and your teams are about to finish a tremendous and difficult task, both at the Secretariat in Tromsø as well as in Oslo. Give my regards to Morten. Sylvia og Rimaito. You have worked hard and have all done a tremendous and outstanding job. Mai tolluani Tromsømi uagut kungeraffimmitugut sudiasi nengaqilerparput. We from the Kingdom are about to continue your efforts on May 12th when you hand over the work in Tromsø. Sudia una naraga finnut isitimitunut pingapo. Nunap inokka vinnut pingapo. Nunetsinut pingapo. Amadu kungrafimmut pingatukuro. The work in the Council is important not only for the Arctic states, but also for the indigenous peoples of the Arctic, for us here in Greenland, and for the Kingdom. Sudia endurto kivitissarpun qudaringidara kungeraffimme sudaqatigilluta aingitsimik nangeqqissagipput. There are important tasks ahead of us, but I'm sure when we work together within the Kingdom, we will achieve meaningful results for the Arctic. I have a few words concerning our daily work. Senior Arctic officials are gondenni cheritut sudissuunga siudittaasutut permanent participants nuna inoqqaavi sinniisuit qanitsimik sudaqatigiinissa tassa issitsimit ambassadorinnni sudiassa pingaarnerpaa. As chair, I will head the senior Arctic officials in close cooperation with the permanent participants. That will be my foremost task as the chair and Arctic ambassador. Senior Arctic officials tassaput diplomati. Nadagafit issitsimi sivnersuusoqatigiifimmik ilaasortat arfin pingasut tamammik ataatimik senior Arctic official qarput. Inui marluk qanitsimik sudaqatigissavakka tassaaput savilimmiormiun sinnerligit diplomater Gunvar Balle deputy chairisa siudittaasuptullia. I will work closely together with two people. Firstly, from the Faroe Islands, the diplomat Ms. Gunvar Balle from the Foreign Ministry of the Faroe Islands, whom will be the deputy chair. Gungeraffiu senior Arctic officialia imeruni national SAO amtaanaqartarpo Udenrigsministeriet raffimmingaannerpo tassagullu Torsten Kølby Nielsen ayuna tassa ukiorpaakulut diplomatiiniqor. Secondly, Mr. Torsten Kølby Nielsen will be the national senior Arctic official. Torsten is from the Danish Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Both Gunvar and Torsten are experienced and dedicated diplomats that I know very well indeed. Gunvar and Torsten, I look forward to your cooperation. Jeg ser frem til samarbejdet. Arctic Council allafraffia Tromsø meter sudaqatigissavarpun. Taamanga qidanarpugut. We will also have a close cooperation with the Arctic Council Secretariat in Tromsø. We look forward to the cooperation with all the staff in Tromsø. Ulluinnarni sudiassat senior Arctic officials sammisarpaat. Permanent participant nunat inoqqaavip sinniisui qanitsimik sudaqatigatigit. The senior Arctic officials are conducting the day-to-day cooperation within the Council in a close cooperation with the permanent participants. Siudittaasup sudiassaa pingaarnersaa tassaawa senior Arctic officials permanent participantillu isumaqatigiinissaa anginiarlugu. The most important task for the chair is to provide consensus among the SAOs and the permanent participants. Uanga Torstenni Gunvaridu Pingasillita Sudaqatigiullu Sunuttamanut Sudaqatigiisuugut soorlu projektit assigiingitsit konferenssit biadersornissaat ataatimiinerit aaqissornissaat allallu allafeqarfik Tromsømiitor Sudaqatigalugu. Torsten, Gunvar, and I, together with our teams, will work on a number of tasks, being different projects, conferences, as well as all the different meetings, all in close cooperation with the Secretariat in Tromsø. Tromsømi, Nuuk, Tórshavnimi, Københavnimidu, Qaniitsimik, Sudaqatigiinissarput, Qitanarivarput. Tromsø, Nuuk, Tórshavn, and Copenhagen will therefore work closely together, and I'm sure this is something we can look forward to. Sudaqatigiisitat arbejdsgruppet affinillit qaniitsimik Sudaqatigissavarpun. Taakuumata issitsimi Sudaqatigiinissamut qitiusut. We are further going to have a close working relationship with the 6 working groups, what I see as the backbone of the Arctic Cooperation. Sudaqatigiisitat idaani Sustainable Development Working Group gadaadimik siulittaasoqassaa. Tassaagor Camilla Olsen nunanallanut naalakkersuusqarfimmingaanерсо Camilla ayuna. One of our working groups, SDWG, will have a chair from Greenland, this being our good colleague Camilla from the Greenland Ministry of Foreign Affairs. 2023 midi gungeraffiup iduani sudia biarersarneqarnikuuor siornali politikkikkun inissinneqarluni sudiassukulor tamattanalingillarput. We have been preparing the chairship since 2023 in a close cooperation between the 3 countries of the Kingdom of Denmark. Last year, the final political solution was found, and everybody was happy. Atorfilinnut quyala uki ataasaffarlu iluani Sudaqatigiinitinnut. Tak til embedsmandsgruppen for et godt samarbejde i løbet af de 1,5 år. Thank you to the officials whom we have worked closely together with, from the Faroes, from Denmark, from here. Within the last 1.5 years, it's been a tremendous cooperation. Thank you for that. Nakhataatigun minnerinngitsimik Inuit Circumpolar Conference asoriussuar quyafirusuppakka. Neriuppunga Sudaqatigiilluarnerput ingerlitiinassagiput. Last but not least, many thanks to Inuit Circumpolar Council with the hope of a continued cooperation in the years to come. Nissatsinnut qitanarpugut. We look forward to the work ahead of us. Quyana.
Kenneth Billuait, der massakkut nipilersortoqaqqissoor tassa massaksuersak kisimiinnani kisianaam nukaaga Costa Valdau nukanguakkaisla malufalkulaam peqataassap massakkut. Takan.
Falk.
Yes. Qoyanaruussuaq уллутаама кусанартигисумут пингаартигисумут пеқатаасиннаасимангаtta qoyanaq аперинеқаат алииккусерсуусиннаанерлута нуаннаарутингаарпут мааниллута qoyanaq сунатусигип оқатигиссуйук я
таамассакку уна эрина налунгиннеқарту пилуссуақ тааллиортуерсуатта ила ули кристиансинип атунга атуссуарпут арнамут имааннаангиттумут ангаласарторсуармут тунгасо илисариссаюннарсиварси Sarpo unudak sukirani apo nagkausakpo ang mairinig ang nahurunguwa so na ibaka Nagkarusakpo Unudak sukidani Iluwatsing ilakli Ipangiyusi madikar Ang nahurunguwa So na ibaka Sakakpo Sulang nilabutin madoran Isumarin matuwin na sa nagtutinit Umadaro-fio iqaviani Qamanaq malinnaallaattaaso Sorlulimi puyulinnaleqiye Annarulunguwa Sona nibaqa Ang nahulunguwa So na
Thank you.
Tullinguk ICC mingaanniit
From
tas nuna
ICC.
inoqqaavisa nunatsinniittaavaraama
ICC Chair from Tukoka, Canada, Indigenous peoples will have a speech. International Chair, Sarah Olsty. Annaulungwa. It will be fine.
Arctic Council, congratulations.
Excellencies, Ministers, representative of Naalakkersuisut, Denmark and Faroe Islands, colleagues, Indigenous peoples, Ikingotit. 32 years ago, in 1993, here in Nuuk, a historic event that laid the foundation of Arctic Council. As we know it, it happened. Arctic states had agreed to work together, establishing the Arctic Environmental Protection Strategy, and their ministers of environment met here. ICC's leaders and leaders of other indigenous peoples were also here, of course, as they had taken part in establishing AEPS. ICC led an initiative to meet the ministers without government officials. And we can see from ICC's records that this meeting became vital to us all. ICC, Sami Council, and then Russian Association of Indigenous Peoples have been included from the political deliberations and the meeting with the ministers. They demanded that indigenous peoples will not only be part in the technical work of AEPS, but also the political work. The meeting ended with the ministers agreeing to indigenous peoples having full access to participation in all meetings of AEPS. That was the way permanent participants became integral to all levels of Arctic Council work, as the Council, as we all know, grew out of the AEPS and adopted the AEPS unique structure. In 1993, meeting was just one of many meetings taking place across the Arctic, where, step by step, the idea of establishing a circumpolar body of collaboration slowly was made a reality. It took deliberation, deliberateness, dedication, and perseverance, qualities needed today as well. From our records, we can see how actively ICC contributed to the substance and purpose of Arctic cooperation, both in establishing of AEPS and Arctic Council. Already in 1998, ICC formally decided to support the initiative behind AEPS, and right at the start of the Arctic Council, ICC submitted 5 project proposals related to sustainable development, and thus contribute to that the SDWG working group came to be. Last year, I was approached by Nordic researchers to write up the story of ICC's participation in the establishment of Arctic Council. As I agreed, this was a very good idea. I asked ICC's archives to put together a package of information. 217 pages of direct records, trips reports, draft Arctic Council declarations, interventions, and minutes of numerous meetings in the years 1990 to 1998. Plus a long summary, we have an amazing archivist was sent to me. Reading these files infused me with immerse of pride and feeling of empowerment, seeing and understanding how an accomplishment it has been slowly to drag the 8 states closer together and to, at the same time, fight for the right of indigenous peoples to take direct part of solutions. And I am reminded that in the 1980s and beginning of 1990s, that was not the beginning of the long haul, as Inuit and Sami and other indigenous people of the Arctic had met already in 1973 for the first Arctic Purpose Conference, resolving that second body for collaboration was needed. That has 50 years jubilee last year. The past 3 years have been challenging to Arctic Council, and it is to say the least that the Council has been facing its most severe crisis. Some states pause their participation in the Council. The pause is long over, and work has been resumed. ICC has actively taken part in strategizing, formally and informally, on how to restart the work of the Council. And there are still challenges. The good thing is that we are all still here. No one has left the table. And although it might sometimes be easier to deal with those who are easier to sit with at the table, we all know that the Arctic Council only exists if it is psychombala. And therefore, that the Arctic Council would not be the Arctic Council without the indigenous people. It is thus with the same sense of pride when reading our archives that we from ICC today welcome the incoming Chairship program of work. The strong emphasis on the participation and leadership role of indigenous people and recognition of knowledge of indigenous people and the willingness to work constructively and with purpose to further strengthen the participation of indigenous people in the preeminent body of Arctic cooperation. The Arctic Council is immensely important, and to be frank, we wouldn't be expected anything less than just led by an indigenous-led government. Ikingutit, May the 12th, is fast approaching, and yet so far we have much work to do before convene for the 14th Arctic Council meeting. We expect that take part in the hard work of ensuring a good outcome document of the meeting. We call all the Arctic states to continue engaging in these deliberations. We, as the Arctic states and peoples, must set the agenda for Arctic cooperation, and we must continue to insist on people-to-people and cross-border cooperation, as Inuit have been doing throughout ICC's existence. Next year, we will celebrate the Arctic Council 30th anniversary, a council whose purpose and existence builds on Arctic people's vision of peaceful Arctic and have the ability to pave the way to stability and mutual cooperation. I want to congratulate the incoming chairship on this important first step. ICC looks forward to taking the next step together with you in strengthening the Arctic Council and Indigenous people participation in it. Thank you.
And the next is an artist, Mikke Jacobsen. I would like to have him up here. He will tell about his work. Thank you very much. First and foremost, it will not be long of a speech, and I have decided to take it in English.
Thank you for the challenge of designing the logo for Greenland, Faroe Islands, and Denmark's chairship for the Arctic Council in the next 2 years. I'm a full-time artist, and first time I had the challenge to make a design for an international event was for ICC Inuit Conference, as it was called back then in 1989, which was in my childhood town. Designing this was a long process, and first of all, I came with a suggestion. It should be the Arctic fox. As the Arctic fox, it's connecting the Arctic regions, and the Arctic fox also has very strong survival instincts. But there's no Arctic fox in the Faroe Islands, so I suggested the black guillemot, which I learned living in all three regions, and for some reason, I don't know who didn't like that, but then I suggested the seals, as there are seals in all regions. So finally, I came to this, working closely together with a graphic designer in Denmark too. The three seals do not represent any specific seal species. Many seals living in the Arctic regions, for example, have shorter flippers than species found further south. And the Arctic seals are specialized to survive in extreme conditions. One of the conditions is cold water and cold air, which allows ice to form. For some seal species, the formation of ice is crucial, as seals depend on sea ice as their habitat, where they give birth to their young. The Kingdom of Denmark consists, as we know, of Greenland, Galathin, Nunavut, the Faroe Islands, and Denmark. Each of the three countries has neighbors to other than one another, yet they are all connected by the sea. These three nations are geographically dispersed, yet still connected. In my interpretation, this symbolized as movement within a group or a family, journeying into the future toward a shared goal of a better future. The connection between these countries has historical roots dating back to colonial times and even before. Over the years, history has evolved, and over time, the nations have become connected through many different bonds. Puisi, seal. Survival in the Arctic is, to a great extent, a matter of advanced knowledge. As a Greenlander, I have often wondered why Inuit culture has frequently been described as primitive. These perceptions are particularly puzzling when considering that we have managed to survive in the Arctic without having an emergency button to press for help to arrive by air or sea, as seen in survival programs where people attempt to live in nature for more than 100 days. We know the most modern expeditions have succeeded precisely because of Inuit knowledge and of survival in the far north. For thousands of years, the Inuit have survived in the Arctic, developing techniques for hunting and moving through extreme conditions. Especially during the dark and cold seasons, specialized techniques and knowledge are required. Seal hunting was particularly important for Inuit. The hunting tool, the harpoon head, was not designed by chance. The harpoon head was crafted in a way that merged both the functional and spiritual elements. Its shape and details mirror the form of the seal. According to ancient tradition, this design ensured that the seal's soul wouldn't be frightened and scared, as it would be recognizing the harpoon as another seal. This belief held that the seal's soul would return in a new seal, ensuring the survival of humans. It can therefore be said that the seal was essential to the survival of my ancestors. It provided food, clothing, and oil for the lamps. Today, the situation is different, like many other cultures. We're undergoing significant development in many respects. The seal is no longer essential for survival. Despite this technological advancement have not changed our perception of the seal. We still view it as a source of food in a climate where agriculture presents unique challenges. The graphical technique, the technical work behind the basic elements of my design was done with brush and ink, an ancient technique for creating a graphic expression. Culturally, this is new in Greenland. However, it's an old technique that has been used in many of the ancient cultures. My primary interest has been in achieving a simple graphic language and working with light and dark elements and the balance between them. For me, the brush allows lines and strokes to become to life by varying the width of the stroke applied to the surface. In this process, different tools can be used besides the brush, such as dry and wet techniques, value, tone, and more. During my time at the School of Applied Arts, the Danish Design School, I gained a much deeper understanding of graphics. However, I had already started drawing, sculpting, and painting at an early stage, as my father was a skilled draftsman, painter, and ceramist. As a result, education and experience blended together early in my life. I continue to explore and experiment with my art, discovering new expressions by mixing different techniques. I'm grateful to have had the distinguished teachers also here in the art school in Greenland, here in Nuuk, and in the 1980s, and doing my studies in Nova Scotia College of Art and Design in Halifax, Canada. So, thank you very much for the challenge. Oh, yeah.
Miki Kuyanak. Tawa.
To Mickey. There will be another song from Nugaga, Malu, and Nukangok also, and Swasak. They will perform a song, and after that we'll be finishing up, and there will be a reception afterwards. Thank you. Two songs will be performed here, and firstly, it's a song that I wrote called My Good Friend. I was working in a children daycare, and there was a boy who was very sad, and I asked him, "Why are you sad?" "Because I have no friends. We are not agreeing on something." I said to him, "I am your friend. Even though we are not agreeing, we can be friends. These are my friends. We have very different voices, but together it can sound very good. But also not good sometimes." And there's a song that I compiled with his story. The thing that had started is very relevant, that people that can understand, that we have sampled with another song, Kunnek. It is a name. It's a traditional way of singing.
Hey, little friend, let me wipe your tears away. See the sky, it ain't that gray. Tomorrow is another day. Feel the rain that's falling from the sky. Like all the tears we cried of joy. Hey, yeah, hey, yeah, 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 hey, yeah, hey, yeah, 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 hey, yeah, ay, ay,
Gamangua Qullingi ararlakina Takuqirak qammaqa Aqagullu ammanu ta Takuqirak qulliriso Siunga. When I'm the only tihu, Isumashu Ashuda, Lily Afisa Hakishuda, Surugi Sarit Hakayeta Sare. When you Savati, Florissa.
Gammanguaq. Qoyanak. Nakasiullungu illisaqasituiuk. Nakasiullungu аамманалунгинеқарлуартоқ нуаннерсупилеруйуссуақинарсуут аалуккут санааvat
that our ancestors has made. It's about mountains.
sumi. Hey, 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 adopsa sumi. Hey, 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 sumi.
Hoyanak. Pisoaso. Hoyanak.
Qoyen.
Thank you very much for today. The program is over now, and thank you for all you coming and participations, and thank you for all the participants online.
Siya nang sumunod. Una tester ko sa kaya. Imagine yung test unin na kamo.